The quickest property strategy you can start straight away is the rent-to-rent. Now, rent-to-rent, it's one main big category, and rent-to-rent has multiple subcategories that you can get started with. One of them is serviced accommodation. Another one is HMO or multi-lets, deal packaging, commercial to hot desk, back-to-back. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to explain to you how all of these sub-strategies under rent-to-rent work and which one would be best for you to get started. So let's have a look at serviced accommodation. With serviced accommodation, you literally rent out a property and then sublet that property to working professionals in the area. Now, with serviced accommodation, this is the biggest cash flowing strategy out there that requires very, very little money, very little investment, because you only need to rent out the property from a landlord, an agent, and developer, and then sublet the property. Now, with serviced accommodation, we take a property and we rent that full property on a nightly basis, which is completely different from a multi-let or HMO, because with an HMO we take the property and then we rent out each room on a long-term basis. So when it comes to HMO and serviced accommodation, there are two main big differences, and those are in length of time in terms of tenancies, and second is on the cash flow and the clients you're going to be having in. So with serviced accommodation, you rent the full property on a nightly basis, and with HMO, you rent the property room by room on a long-term basis. Now, deal packaging, it's another great strategy that can be done on obviously rent-to-rent and also on properties that are up for sale, and you can package those deals. Now, with rent-to-rent, it's all great and it's not a cash flow strategy, but it's a great strategy if you're trying to bring some money in, maybe to get your first serviced accommodation deal. And the way deal packaging works on a rental property is you find a property, you find a person, the investor that wants to take that property on, and you get a sourcing fee on that transaction. So you're literally the middle person between the person that has the property and the person that needs the property. Deal packaging is great, but my advice to anyone that's looking at deal packaging, and there are two advices I have for you. One would be not to package in your own area if you're looking at doing serviced accommodation in that area, because you're just bringing more people and you're bringing more competition in the area you're trying to operate. And second advice I have when you're looking at packaging, try to find the investors, the people that need the properties first, because you don't want to build great relationships with agents and landlords and have the property ready and then not have who to pass those deals on. So those are my two advices when it comes to packaging a rental property under the rent-to-rent strategy. Now, if you're looking at the last two, which is back-to-back and commercial to hot desk, if you're looking at back-to-back as a strategy, with back-to-back, those are literally the properties that have been on the market for a couple of months or even longer, and then you go with a cheeky offer to the landlord trying to take that property on. Now, if that property is on the market for £1,000 a month and it's already been empty and not rented for the couple of months, that means the landlord already lost £2,000. So you can use that in your negotiation process. And what you're going to do with back-to-back is maybe you're going to take on that property at £700 a month, and then you're going to rent it out to someone else to £800, £900 a month. Now, that's great, but the cash flow is not that amazing, because the same amount of work and hustle and sweat, that's going to require to get a back-to-back deal is going to take you to get a serviced accommodation deal, which obviously averages around £1,000, £1,200, £1,500 a month. Now, when we're looking at commercial to help desk, and this could be a great option for the current state of the market because there are plenty of commercial spaces out there. With commercial to hot desk, we're literally taking a commercial space and then we split that into offices and then we rent them out to people that need those spaces. Now, these are sub-strategies under the rent-to-rent main strategy, and you can start with either one of them. Now, the best one that I came across so far is the serviced accommodation, because if you are someone that wants to quit their job, that wants to provide a better life, more holidays for your family, if you're someone that needs extra cash flow because of your business or any other personal circumstances, this is the best one for the purpose of the cash flow, replacing that income or creating more income if that's what you need. So remember, for each one of the strategies I shared, they will require for you to get the knowledge, to get, you know, the basic fundamental things in place from a business perspective. It's going to require you to understand how to negotiate on each one of those property strategies that I shared with you today, and also, you know, how you're going to structure the full business to have it fully automated and, you know, managed on its own. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.